Hello, I'm Crystal with Whole New Perspective. Welcome to my channel. Guys, today I am excited to finally have time to do something with the corn that I froze earlier this year. Now you all have seen me with my corn recipes this year, and I actually had so much corn that I froze several bags just like this. Didn't have time to do what I wanted to do, and now that I have time, I'm getting ready to go ahead and jar up this corn. Guys, before I tell you what I'm going to do, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so, and please give this video the thumbs up. Now let me share with you the ball canning book that I'm going to be using. This is the book that I'm going to be using. It's 2010. So let me tell you what I'm going to make today and what I'm going to put in this recipe. So on page 65 of this ball canning book, I'm going to be making Southwestern vegetable soup. Now guys, one of the things that I want to do more of, and I've shared this, is to make meals in a jar. So that way all we have to do is just open up the jar and we'll have a complete meal. Now I'm probably going to add a lot more things to this after I make it, and when I get ready to serve it, we'll add more things to it. I won't have to. I can open up the jar and eat it straight from the jar, but I'm thinking about different things I'm gonna wanna add, like my black beans. You all know I jarred that up. I also have some seasoned chorizo jarred up. I might add that. I have ground turkey and chicken, all of that already jarred. So I'm excited to go ahead and make this recipe. Let me tell you the things that it calls for. 6 cups of whole kernel corn, uncooked, that's what I have. 1 quart of chopped, peeled, cored tomatoes. 2 cups of chopped, cored, husked tomatillos. Listen, I went out and purchased some tomatillos. It's the very first time I've ever done that. And so I'm excited to have that. I thought about just not using that and just using more tomatoes, but I thought I'm just gonna follow the recipe as is, and then if I want to leave that out next time, I can, but I'm sure I won't. I'm just gonna can it just like it is. 1 cup of sliced carrots, 1 cup of chopped onions, 1 cup of chopped sweet red pepper, 1 cup of chopped sweet green peppers, 3/4 cup of chopped and seeded long green peppers, 1/4 cup of chopped and seeded hot peppers. So you guys can see there are a lot of peppers in this particular recipe. 3 tables of minced cilantro, 3 tablespoons of minced cilantro, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 6 cups of tomato juice, 1 cup of water, and 4 teaspoons of hot pepper sauce. I think what I'm gonna use there is my own homemade jalapeno hot sauce. I'm gonna use that there. Now I think I'm gonna leave out the cayenne pepper because this is already a hot recipe, and so I think I'm gonna leave out the cayenne pepper, especially my jalapeno pepper sauce. It is very hot, and so I think that will be fine for us. And then once I open it, if I want other things to kind of cool the temperature down, like rice, black beans, those things, I can add that also after I open it. So I'm gonna get started on this. Really all I'm gonna do is combine everything into a large sauce pot. I'm gonna bring it to a boil, reduce the heat and simmer it for 15 minutes. I'll ladle the hot soups into hot jars. This calls for a 1-inch head space. And then I'm just going to go ahead and process it for quarts, 1 hour and 25 minutes. For pints, it's 55 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going on this. This also gives us the reminder that if we're cutting up hot peppers, that we'll need to go ahead and wear some gloves. That way that'll keep us from burning our eyes or touching our face with our hands afterwards. That's very important when you're cutting and working with hot peppers, so just remember that. So I already have my jars ready. I got my pressure canner, my book. I always use my manual whenever I'm pressure canning. So now all I'm gonna do is just go ahead and get started. I have most everything I froze because at the time I wasn't sure, when I was going to be making this recipe. Sorry for that noise. Wasn't sure when I was going to be making this recipe. So I'm pulling out my hot peppers pulling out all of my sweet peppers. Now I already have green and red and yellow mixed up. So I'm just going to use what I have right there, and we'll see where we go from there. I'll bring you back when I get everything in the pot. I think that this pot is going to be too small, so I may have to use this large stock pot. We'll see. And I'll probably, if I have to use this large stock pot, I'll probably pull out my second Cadco hot plate just so that I can warm it up on that, and then I can still have my pressure canner getting ready for me to pressure can. I am using this as part of my hashtag Jar It Up 2023 challenge. And if you would like to participate, all you need to do is hashtag Jar It Up 2023, and I would appreciate it if you tag me, and that way I know that you have participated in this challenge. Now we are going to close out this year by canning up and jarring up so many items, and so I hope that you just come along with me, and then I hope to be able to show you how I utilize some of these items. And I am really busy at work with this, so let's get on with going ahead and getting this on the stove. This is 6 cups of corn, 2 cups of tomatillos. I've got all of my peppers in here except for my jalapenos. I need to go out and get a few more off of my plants. The ones that I have are large, and I really want to save my really large ones to make more jalapeno poppers. And then on top I have cilantro. I had 4 jalapenos, and it actually ended up being more than enough, so I didn't have to go out and harvest any. This is a quart of the tomatoes. Now guys, I didn't have enough tomatoes in my garden to make this, and I didn't purchase any from the farmer's market, so I just used these. And I'm comfortable using those. These are my spices. I decided to go ahead and add cayenne. I'm not going to add a full teaspoon. I'm only going to add 1/4 teaspoon of the cayenne. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of the chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of the black pepper. This is the jalapeno hot sauce that I made, and I was talking about how hot it was. I left the seeds in to make it even hotter. That's why it's a pretty hot pepper sauce. Now guys, I didn't have a cup of carrots because I left my carrots in the refrigerator too long and they went bad on me. So I just harvested some carrots, but I only grow baby carrots, and I grow them mainly for the tops. So what I ended up doing was just adding more corn. I added my 6 cups of tomato juice, and I added 1 1/2 cup of water. So now guys, I'm just getting ready to put this on the stovetop. Oh yes, it did fit in this pot. Barely, but it fit in the pot. So I've got to go ahead and bring this up to a boil. Once it starts to boil, I'm just going to turn it down and let it simmer for 15 minutes. I've ended up with 6 quarts in 1 1.5 pint sized jars. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going, get it up to temperature, and it'll all process. I believe it's for 1 hour and 25 minutes. I'll bring you back after we finish processing. just came out of the canner. I'm gonna let them sit overnight. I'll wash them, take the rings off, label them, add them to my pantry shelf. It is early the next day, and I was just checking to make sure that everything is sealed. Then what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take the lids off, wash them up really good, label them, and put them away. So let's do what. So I have one that didn't seal, this one. Yeah, can you tell the difference? It has a bit of spillage when it was processing. All the others do not have that. They're pretty clean. So yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to reprocess this because I'm getting ready to process something else that processes at the same time. So if I have room in the canner, I'll process this. If not, I'll put it in my refrigerator and we'll eat it maybe tomorrow. I want to thank you for coming along with me today as I canned my Southwestern vegetable soup using, this is the 100th year anniversary book for ball canning. This is where I have my recipe. So page 65. So guys, let me know below if you are still using your book like this. Let me know what you're canning. And again, if you'd like to participate in the hashtag Jar It Up Challenge, all you need to do is put hashtag Jar It Up 2023 and just tag me, and that way I'll know that you are participating. And I'm looking forward to next year already in the hashtag Jar It Up 2024 challenge. But this year is still in full swing. I will be bringing you many more things that I am jarring up.